Hey guys, Youngblood with you, and what I wanted to talk about today is Hossin, and that's what you're seeing in the background right now. Now, Hossin right now is available on the PTS, and if you don't have the player test server yet, I'll try and put a link up so you can go download it and get on board with Hossin. You know, go tool around a little bit, see what you think of the continent. There's not a lot of fighting going on here, and there's not really a lot of people, which bodes well for just exploring and getting a better feel for things. But you can see here what's going on is I'm actually participating in one of the missions, and they talked about the upcoming mission system. So this mission was just to defend this base. Now, I haven't really figured out any rhyme or reason for why these missions are actually popping up. My hunch is that it's a combination of location and whether a position is being attacked or defended, and it gives you a minor goal. But basically, you'll see that it's kind of implemented in-game. Here a new mission actually pops up, and you can see you get an indicator on screen of what direction you should actually be heading to accomplish whatever mission is in place. Now, I will say the mission system got pretty redundant. It seemed like it popped up very, very frequently. So I'm sure this is just a work in progress, but frankly, I would love to see this be much less frequent. Now, here you can see I tried to spawn at a position at a different base, and I ended up stuck underground. Now, the same deal, though, is after I respawn again, I end up getting stuck in the same spot with another player. And I think that's a really good starting point for me to say that Hossin is very buggy right now. You know, don't expect to come over here and have a perfect experience. You know, you can't even spawn at the warp gates right now. Some of the spawn locations are going to stick you somewhere in the ground. You're actually going to see, you know, some like shrubbery that's not actually connected to the ground. It's actually kind of floating above it. Some weird like clipping issues and stuff. So, you know, there's some weird bugs, but it's at least worth coming over just to kind of see the layout. And that's what the majority of the rest of this video is going to be, is just a flyover that I did on Hossin, so you guys can kind of see most of the bases and how they're laid out. Now, there's some pretty cool things, and in general, I really like the layout. There is a boatload of trees, but what I really like is the verticality of this continent. There's a lot of hills and mountains and big trees, and bases are built up into trees. Some places are like forts, or like tree houses, I guess. And what you're going to see here in just a second is actually a set of jump pads to take me up 3 flights to get to, you know, where the air pad is, the tower on top of this hill. It's something kind of unique. We've seen implemented a little bit in some maps, but nothing like this. So it's pretty cool to kind of see what they're thinking and how the game's actually playing out. And I think it's going to make for some really interesting combat. Frankly, when I just look at Hossin, I think this is a defender's paradise. You know, especially since, I'm not sure if you noticed yet on the video, but a good portion of these bases have, you know, air shields above them. So, you know, air is going to have a harder time. And here you can see the tower, for example, is not protected from air, but the lower bases are. You know, it seems like there's more choke points, but there's probably some pretty good flanking routes and cover through the trees. So to me, I think of this continent, from what I've seen so far, as being defender friendly, which maybe is the right way to go. But then again, I haven't spent a lot of time in fights or anything here to see how it all really plays out in gameplay. So that'll be another thing that'll help the developers, is getting over here and actually checking it all out. So just a few quick notes before I just shut up and let you actually watch some of the video. The vehicle shields are up. They're kind of inconsistent. Like here you can see I'm not able to shoot through these vehicle shields. However, I can actually go through the shield. Now later on in this video, you're going to see a situation where I run into the shield and I can't go through it. I actually take damage. So interesting to see. I'm not sure what they're actually going to go for in the end result, but it's worth noting that there's some inconsistencies there. You're going to see some big shields around tech plants and biolabs, and I'm sorry, not biolabs, amp stations. And, you know, you just get to see some of the different terrain that's around. So all in all, I think it looks really cool. Oh, one of the other things you're going to notice while I'm flying around is a bunch of pink stuff. No, that's not final design. My hunch is that's a work in progress, color-coded. It's just the rough design that they've stuffed in there. So things like staircases and towers and such will be hot pink. I think those are things they're still playing with and trying to really get a good grasp on. So that's it for now. I'm going to try and spend a little bit more time over here and see if I can actually get into some fights. Hopefully SOE is going to organize some good battles over here so we can actually test out the flow, but it is very early on. That being said, it's encouraging to see that you know, the game's actually coming together, or the continent's coming together, because I think it's time that we could all really use some new content. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh! Don't fly into the warp gates, at least the NC warp gate. I ran into it and it all like flipped me over and I was able to save it, but it's a little bit wonky. So anyways, that's kind of it for now. Just enjoy the rest of this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.
area.